Why don't Oriental watch companies get English speakers to vet their names before they commit to them? It's a mystery that continues to absolutely baffle me. I mean, we had this absolute cracker before, and now today's brand name isn't quite on the balls, so to speak, but it is something that continues to confuse me. Anyway, enough of that. Let's flip it around for the review. Alright guys, so here we have the box on the table here. Cardboard, and interesting artwork in the cover here. I have to say, you know, obviously that's the moon, and this is Kaguya, the princess of the moon or from the moon of Japanese folklore. I'm not going to try to explain the story, look it up if you will. In terms of spinability, there's some firmness to this box, so it's probably just a 2.5 today. Okay, so what's in here? So instruction manual, which is actually specific to this box. So, you know, it's got the features here in terms of the moon phase that they have implemented. A little bit of history of, you know, the brand. Okay, and then, you know, some instructions, you know, care of the watch, whatnot. You know, that's all I'm going to show of that. Pause it if you want to read that in more detail. So warranty card, which of course as an influencer I usually have these blank. Let me know if you actually get filled in warranty cards from you know, companies such as these. I usually have them blank, to be honest. So guys, here we have in hand the Wancher, or you know, Wancher, I guess you might say it. Japanese Wancher, or at least that's how Google pronounces it. If I was saying this in Chinese, I might be tempted to say it as Wancher. But you know, in English, let me know what you call it. It could be Wancher, or it could be Wanker. You know, it depends on your accent, I suppose. Right, so this is the Dream Moon Phase Kaguya watch, and you know, letting you see that in, you know, all its glory, really, with that dial and that moon phase at the 10 o'clock position here. Now the future MSRP, this is still to be launched on Kickstarter as of when I record this today. It will launch fairly soon, so it may already be out. Future MSRP 375 USD, but on Kickstarter they have advised me that you will certainly get some amount of discount. Alright guys, so first up, as I usually like to do, let's discuss the movement. So the one in here is a Hangzhou, or a PTS 7M01 is what I've been advised. Now this does look like any number of other 7000 series movements from that company. Stats down the left of screen here. It's got by default a quick set date. It's got hacking, it's got manual winding, a rated accuracy, as you can see there, but in use, of course, this is a lot better than that. And Wancher have told us that they will regulate it to aim within plus or minus 5 seconds, and this certainly falls within that in the 1 week I've had this running. Now, in terms of the quick set date, this, of course, has been altered, and you're not getting a date, you're getting a fairly nice looking moon disk that you can see there at 10 o'clock position. In terms of how it functions, I'm just gonna, you know, now pull this out and let you see how it actually works. Okay, so in place of the date wheel, this is of course not a real moon phase, not a true 29.5 day moon phase. This is a 31 day transition here. So let me just show you how it transitions. So hopefully the lighting here allows you to see how that basically advances every day. And they've done some nice printing about the moon. There's an actual moon graphic, not just like a silver disc or gold disc like some other moon phases do. So that's a new moon, and then you can see it coming back into view now. Okay, so nicely done, you know, good graphic there, how it actually reflects the surface of the moon. Right, so moving on to the case here. So what we have is a 41.8mm diameter case, okay? So it's not quite 42, 41.8 is how I've measured it, 316L steel. To the top of the crystal is 12mm in thickness. The lug width is odd, it's actually a 21mm lug width, but hey, some watches do come with odd lug widths, and you can actually get 21mm straps, although slightly more challenging. Lug-to-lug distance between my thumbs there, 48 millimeters. And overall weight of this watch on leather strap is only 75 grams. Certainly easy to, you know, forget about it on your wrists, and it's very comfortable in terms of weight. Now, in terms of finishing, this is, as you can see, when I've panned it around, near 100% polish finishing. That's really what they've done. And that's okay for a watch that is, you know, ostensibly meant to attract some degree of attention. There is an inset on the side of the case here, and you can see, you know, kind of a little bit of an offset there where those two lines are, but that inset region there appears to be a matte sandblasted type of finish, which is kind of cool. I really like how that has been executed. The case back is a screw down case back. You know, there's a side bit there where it would be gripped, but a very large display window on the screw down case back. It's got a push crown, right? That crown is signed, but it is only a push crown on this dress style watch. The overall water rating is only 50 meters, which is, you know, not inappropriate for a watch like this, I think. Okay, so moving on to this dial then. So this dial really is where a lot of the originality and the work of this watch has been done here. This is a Poseidon colored mother of pearl dial. They've actually stated the Pantone, which is 194033 TCX. If you know more about Pantones and the, you know, I guess the subtleties of them, let me know. But that's actually what they've done in terms of the color they've chosen to, you know, to change this mother of pearl to. It's got polished applied indices on all 12 positions, and the lance style hands are also polished along with the simple stick for the seconds there. This watch has no lume application, and, you know, for a dress style watch like this, I think that's okay. I don't mind that a watch like this does not have any lume. Now, above the dial here is a dome sapphire crystal, right? Just a simple, nicely, you know, dome, very light dome, I have to say, with, I think, minimal anti-reflective coating, right? You can see me in the camera there. It doesn't have a huge degree. Perhaps in production versions, they will have a bit more, because those reflections can get slightly distracting, I have to say. Moving on to the strap then. So here is, you know, what we have is just a simple stitch crop pattern, genuine leather strap. That's really all it is. It has this kind of beige backing there. I'll just let you see that. The buckle is fairly nice, I have to say. You know, it's just a buckle. They didn't have to do anything too fancy, but it's polished steel, but it's got a bit of character, right? It's got, you know, a vintage look to it, and certainly some degree of character there. That's actually pretty cool. All right, that's the entire description of the watch. Let's just strap it on the wrist for a wrist shot for you guys now. And there you go, the Wancher Moonface Dream Kaguya, or Dream Moonface Kaguya, on my 17 centimeter wrist. So remember, 48 millimeter lug to lug width. It is nearly 42 millimeter diameter, so it does have quite a lot of wrist presence there. Only 12 millimeters thick, and that's how it looks like on that leather strap that it comes on. Okay, so it is quite large in terms of the size. Definitely quite a lot of presence there, and I think that's probably ostensibly the purpose here, is to really draw some attention to the beauty of that mother of pearl dial. Okay, that's the entire description of the watch, guys. So what have I thought about this? You know, honestly, I think this dial is really quite interesting. It's a very interesting, you know, Zen style dial with a sky effect. I think that Pantone is obviously supposed to reflect a dark sky or a night sky, and it's fairly well done. You know, it's an interesting choice of mother of pearl, which does have its you know, natural variations. So every dial is unique, and hopefully does reflect some degree of, you know, cloud cover, whatever you want to imagine that to be. The moon disc is fairly well done. I like that they've done, you know, a actual character moon, the actual graphic of the moon, rather than just a plain silver or, you know, gold or whatever else other brands tend to do. Actual graphic, I like that. That's a thumbs up for me. The case is actually well crafted, I have to say. You know, that inset there, the way they've done the lugs, how polished it is. Pretty good case, I have to say. You know, nicely you know, polished around the outside and nicely sandblasted on the inside there. And the movement, right, I have to say also pretty darn well you know, decorated there. I like the decoration and the look of this movement. You know, fair enough that they've done this display case back for this movement here. Overall, I have to say a rather pleasant package. You know, something, you know, a little bit different and refreshing, and also reasonable value. Particularly, I imagine at Kickstarter prices, this would be pretty fair value. What are the weaknesses that I can spot? Well, look, I think the main thing that people might have issue with is the moon phase, right? This is a modified movement to give you a 31-day moon phase, not a true 29.5-day moon phase. Now, they obviously would have had to re-gear the date mechanism to give you that flicker over 31 days. Not sure why they could have done it so that it is 29.5. Let me know if you kind of understand more about the engineering. I feel that you should be able to, but hey, maybe I just don't understand how difficult it may have been. I think the overall execution of the style, really like it, you know, original, you know, with that mother of pearl, you know, the material there. I think this might actually be the first mother of pearl dial watch I've had, but I can't remember exactly. It's certainly not common at all. But I have to say the entire concept is not entirely original, right? The moon phase and the style of the case, they worked closely with another brand to come up with this iteration of the moon phase. Let me know if you're aware of that other one, and if you can actually spot it, put it in the comments below. I won't kind of give it away right here. And then lastly, of course, that name, right? So you can see it printed. Is it printed? Yeah, it's printed right at the bottom of the dial here. Let me know. I think it's not the best choice of name if you're going to translate it to an English audience. You know, and some people might indeed pronounce it as Wancher, but let me know what you feel about it. I think if you're going to market this in anything other than native English, maybe it's okay, but hey, I think they're going international, so I would have thought you might want to review that name. So guys, there we go. My thoughts on the Wancher Dream Moon Phase Kaguya watch. Let's flip it around now for the wrap up.